Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. This is pretty unexpected, but I'm sure you're going to love it. It concerns one of the best Easter eggs from Ahsoka Season 1. If you guys remember in Episode 4, Hera Syndulla keeps a picture of Kanan in her cockpit, and at the time the episode dropped, it sparked a lot of fan debates as to whether it was really Freddie Prinze Jr. in the outfit, a live-action depiction of his character, and we were also wondering, are we going to see him in live action as a Force ghost, in flashbacks? The answer was no. This picture was all we had, but it was very blurry. It was impossible to tell if it was really Freddie himself. That is until today, my dear friends, because a brand new post from Movie Props on Facebook, of all places this would appear, gives us an HD look at the picture used on set in the Dave Filoni show. We see it's very clearly Freddie, and some are saying he did an actual photo shoot, a one-off opportunity to cameo in the show. The actor had previously shut down all rumours surrounding any kind of involvement, saying he didn't want more appearances from Kanan to dilute the character. I suppose no one really thought of the possibility of a photo. Something so simple that Hera could show their son Jason. It's a lovely surprise to see this photo up close. He really looks amazing. Hopefully there's more of him in Tales of the Jedi Season 2, or maybe if Freddie has a change of heart, Ahsoka Season 2. In other Star Wars updates, my dear friends, tomorrow is the Bad Batch Season 3 episodes 10 and 11. And we've heard this is going to be a real turning point for the story of the third season. Reviewers have described the rollercoaster level of emotions, as well as how much is being packed in the next few. There isn't a second to take a breather, says one commentator. And the showrunner Jennifer Corbett has been trying to prepare us for something that she thinks is going to absolutely break us. And something which dawned on me the other day is we haven't yet seen the bit in the trailer where the Having Marauder seems to explode. Not just this. A couple have hinted we don't see Wrecker after episode 12. Is he going to bite the dust? Another reason that could indicate our big teddy bear-like friend is going to pass is the fact the final episode, The Cavalry Has Arrived, is named after his first ever spoken line in the Clone Wars Season 7. I've got a strong feeling the next few episodes are not going to go easy on us. Now, while this is not necessarily specific to tomorrow's episodes, we know that the batch is going back to Coruscant, as well as Tarkin's place. Not to mention, we're still yet to see the appearance of Cad Bane, and more of Clone CX2. It's really not clear how Cad Bane plays into any of this. One theory that I enjoy is that he's hired by Hemlock and the Empire to track down Omega. But something goes wrong, and this is why by the time of the Book of Boba Fett during the New Republic, he has such a vehement hate for the Empire that just fell. I'm sure at one stage they did him dirty. Others are saying it's impossible Cad Bane worked for the Empire. He was hated by Palpatine and would have been blacklisted. So much of his story during this period is an unknown, so I wouldn't rule anything out. Is it possible the Bad Batch are going to have a double threat to deal with, both Cad Bane and CX2 at the same time? Just a theory, but as I've said before, I think Omega is going to be recaptured very soon. Pabu is going to be invaded, and I predict a very tense end to the season that is very much a prison break, trying to break Omega out of Imperial custody again. There are also more questions surrounding tech. In one of the TV spots, we see Hunter and Crosshair piloting some kind of carrier through a cloudy sky, which could be Eriadu. Why would they return there? Are they trying to find Tech's remains? Or maybe track down some kind of clue, some kind of lead? But look, whatever the case, I think we're in for a big surprise. And if Cad Bane is one of the Class 1 bounty hunters who is hired by the Empire, we might be in for some others we know as well. Maybe Boba Fett, Bosk, Embo, Dengar, Suji. I would never dare to underestimate what can be done in a final season. I'm so excited, and I know I'm just kind of throwing ideas out there, throwing various things based on the trailer, but I guess that's just the invigorating nature of a final season. The final few episodes of a show that is so beloved. Now, while we're on the subject of the Bad Batch, my dear friends, Collider put out a take that is getting a lot of hate. Many fans who've been sharing this article are saying this is such a terrible opinion. They're saying in the totality of Star Wars so far, the Bad Batch, the Brothers, and Din Djarin from The Mandalorian are in a tied worst Star Wars dad competition. I think they're forgetting, Darth Vader, but let's hear them out. They say this: Star Wars may be an epic story about the ups and downs of a galaxy, but to a certain extent it's been about family. Well, I would say to a full extent. George Lucas even said, Star Wars is a soap opera set in space, a space opera, but those family ties, father and son in the original trilogy being the main one, are the heart and soul of the franchise. And now in Star Wars we're seeing much more of the found family thing, but it's still family nonetheless. And Collider is saying that Star Wars TV series have thrived on a trend of an unlikely family forming, whether it's Omega or Grogu, a child and their adoptive parents, are the center of it. I don't disagree. Now here's the contentious bit, but not all Star Wars fathers are built the same, and they say neither Din Djarin nor the Bad Batch have any talent for raising a child. Ooh, I strongly disagree. I would say Din gave up so much of his own personal morals to save Grogu. He put his son first, did everything he could, took off his helmet showing his face to other sentients, which is strictly not allowed, not to mention travelling the galaxy and risking everything for his son. I don't think that shows no talent for being a dad. And the Bad Batch, you can say the same. Look at just how much they went through just to find Omega's whereabouts. They then say they're actually pretty bad at it. Suddenly becoming responsible for another life is no easy task. But both shows are now on season 3, and the respective fathers are not learning quickly. While Omega and Grogu both come with challenges, neither have guardians who will earn a parenting award anytime soon. Though well-meaning, Din Djarin and the Bad Batch make many of the same mistakes, putting them on the same level as contenders for the worst dad in the galaxy. Are they forgetting the murderous tyrants that was Darth Vader? I mean, even Han Solo and Jango Fett. They weren't the worst people in the galaxy, but they're way worse dads than the Bad Batch or Din, because at least Din means well. So now we come to the meat and potatoes of their arguments, the crux of it all, and they say this. The circumstances of these families are fairly similar. A Force-sensitive child is taken in by someone with a dangerous job, who chooses to protect the child from those trying to harm them. In both cases, the child is a target for the Empire, even connecting to the same research on Project Necromancer. But while the Empire prevents them from safely settling down, both children are unnecessarily taken along on dangerous outings that are no place for a child. But I mean, it's Star Wars. Did they expect the Bad Batch to kind of just babysit for 3 seasons? It's the unlikely circumstances of these characters being dads who start out very uncertain, not knowing what to do, and growing along the way getting development that turns them into great fathers in the end, in spite of their circumstances. It's like they're forgetting that the journey of the story is what makes it so great. Families aren't perfect, but it's about working through those issues, learning on the job, and in the case of the dads they're mentioning, growing into the role of a paternal figure to Omega and Grogu. I really don't see what's so hard to understand. They also criticize the Batch taking Omega on missions, but how else will they survive? There's even a moment on Kashyyyk in season 2 where Hunter's reflective on how it's so sad that this is the reality Omega has to live under. It's not one they chose. The galaxy is dangerous, they're wanted, and if Omega didn't hone in her skills and learn self-defense, they would all be way worse off. So I've got to say, my dear friends, I don't really agree with this perspective. Everyone has an opinion, they're entitled to it, but I vehemently disagree. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, and share your thoughts on everything we spoke about in this Star Wars news update. I hope you had fun. If you did, guys, let me know. Give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow for my full episode breakdown of the Bad Batch Season 3 episodes 10 to 11. But until the next one, my dear friends, may the Force be with you, always.